Next, the Spotlight Moment. This Spotlight Moment shines on Tim Ellis, winner of the Pennsauken Lions Club Citizen of the Year.
So at this time, we're going to begin our ceremonies for the activity for which most of you have attended this evening, and that is our presenting of our Citizen of the Year. The Lions Club traditionally starts putting information into the All Around Pennsauken, thank you, Frank, for to solicit nominations for people that within the community. Not everybody in the Lions Club, A, lives in Pennsauken, and B, has enough activities within the town to know of all the things that people do behind the scenes. So we open it up to the community and ask them for submissions. At this time, I would like Frank Sinatra, I just love his name, to come up, because Frank actually was the person who submitted Tim's name.
That is his real name.
Okay, Shane Martin, be quiet.
Tim, you're getting an award. Give me $1. Sorry.
Well, you're all week trying to liver.
I know. I mean, the easy joke would be, you know, it's been a long time since Pennsauken is Cooking has been on Channel 19, and people were forgetting about Tim, so I thought I'd nominate him for an award. But when it comes down to it, I met Tim about, I guess it's been 4 years now, Tim, and it has been an experience. But Tim is unlike any human being that I have ever met in my entire life. He's just a very special individual, a force of nature, bull in a china shop, but he really does, and I put it in the nomination, that he lives, eats, and breathes Pennsauken as much as any human being that I've ever met in my entire life. And I've been here for 40 years in this town. You know, he is the driving force behind the business industry and government council. You know, he's not just the head; he's the neck, and he moves the body wherever it goes. And we've done a lot of good things in the last 4 years with the big council, you know, revitalizing the holiday parade and bringing back the car show to continue prominence. And it's given the big council an opportunity not only to network with businesses and grow businesses in town, but it's also put the organization in a position where it can give back to the community. And I know it's not our motto, but it's tough for the big council to say no when it comes to Pennsauken. You know, we live here, we work here, and, you know, Tim, again, is just, you know, if we can help out in any way that we can, the businesses, you know, that are in this town have an obligation to give back to the community, to the customers it serves. You know, in addition to just that, I mean, Tim is, you know, grew up here. This is his home. He married a Pennsauken girl, much to his chagrin. But it was Nancy's singing voice. We'll put that plug in there. You know, he gives back any way he can. I don't know how he sleeps. I don't know where he gets lunch, or, you know, he just runs around. Even today, no lie, I'm you know, doing work. I see this car zip by my house, stop real quick, see a blur, run to my car, put something in the car and run back. It's Tim. I'm like, what does he want me to do now? But it was actually a thank you note. But when it comes down to it, it's me you should be thanking Tim. There was 4 years ago, I was a little bit in a tough place. I was out of work. I was trying to figure out what to do. And I just, you know, by happenstance, a friend had invited me to come to a big council meeting. And I got invited to another meeting just because, well, I had free time and I needed stuff to do. And all of a sudden, and here's Tim. And, and then Tim and I start to talk and, start to plan. And I'm not sure, normally Tim's very laid back and very soft-spoken. But his enthusiasm is contagious. It is absolutely contagious. And you just kind of get caught up in it. And it's been an honor and a privilege to be working with him for the last 4 years. His advice, his mentorship, his friendship is completely, I can't put a price on it.
I love you, man.
When it comes down to it, when I had an opportunity to put this together, I don't think there's a person that's more deserving of this award than Tim Ellis. So, thank you.
Okay, this is what Frank wrote. That swayed us. I'd like to nominate Tim Ellis for the 2014 Pennsauken Lions Club Citizen of the Year. Since I met Tim a few years ago, I haven't met anyone who lives, eats, and breathes Pennsauken as much as he does. In just a handful of years, Tim has been responsible for revitalizing the Business Industry Government Council of Pennsauken Township, saving the Pennsauken Holiday Parade in 2010, playing a critical role in getting parade sponsors, moving the Pennsauken Car and Bike Show to Maple Avenue, making a bigger forum for the event, the annual success of the Mary Queen of All Saints Parish Irish Night, one of the parish's biggest fundraisers, encouraging Camden County to hold their first ever business summit and expo in Pennsauken in 2012, as well as launching the county's Shop Local campaign right here in town. The creation of the Pennsauken Welcome Wall along Haddonfield Road, getting enough donations and participation from Pennsauken businesses that it can be done at zero cost. Tim has grown up in town and has a strong family presence here. He's an alum of Pennsauken High School, class of 1980. He even married a Pennsauken girl, his better half, Nancy. Yay! And when he grew his business, Primerica Financial Services, he chose his hometown. Every project he undertakes is for the betterment of the town, whether it's the promotion of Pennsauken's business-friendly culture or events that truly benefit the community. That would have sincerely Frank Sinatra. So Tim, if you'd come forward, please. So you'll always remember you can have a little lion for your...
It's a lapel pin. That's very nice.
And this is a certificate that lets you know that we are thanking you for your dedication and your service to the town, and that we've made a donation in your honor to the Lions Club International Foundation.
Thank you very much. Mary said a few words. She doesn't know me very well. First off, I'd like to thank the Lions for nominating me on behalf of Frank Sinatra and all my friends and family, and I want to say business associates, but you're my friends, and that's really what it's all about. I'm honored to have this on behalf of you. I'm humbled by this award, but the real thing is that we haven't done anything yet. I truly believe Pennsauken has a great future. One of my passions is that the problem with Pennsauken is Pennsauken. We don't know how great we are. We are the crown of the county. We're the actual gateway from Philadelphia to New Jersey. The amazing part is that most people don't realize how fortunate we are to be in this town. First off, volunteerism is key. I want to thank my co-chair, Janet, her and her husband, Pete. Without them, we wouldn't have had the big council kicked off, so let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Janet. Also want to thank Fran Gavin. He actually was the first person to step up and say, you know what, Tim, I believe in the big council. I believe in your direction. He was actually stepped up to actually do the first directory of the big council. Let's thank Fran Gavin. We appreciate that very much. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight, my friends, my family. But what I really want to talk about tonight is the vision. I think that's one of the things we need in town, is a vision of volunteerism for people to come out and do great things, to go out there and actually be a part of town. One of the things I hear all the time, in fact, my neighbor came over, she said the other day, she came back from Florida and she said, you know, how do I get involved? I said, you just do it. I said, you ask. How can I put out a hand? How can I help out? You know, a lot of the things that we've done as the big council is planners up and down the town is something that we've done. We've done many items and things that a lot of folks don't know about, but it's a team effort. I'm just here to represent actually all the folks that have given so much to really help out the town and all the things that we do. But I truly believe as we sit here tonight that our future is great in Pennsauken. I'm not running for politics. This is not why I say it. I just want you to know that. We're proud to be part of the Business Council and to chair that, but I truly believe Pennsauken and the surrounding area, including Merchantville, Cherry Hill. We had folks that came to our Business Council meeting this week from Cherry Hill that want to be part of that. We want to thank our new friends that we've met that have come along to help us grow and to make it bigger and better. And our old friends. Tonight we have Tony Marinelli, an old friend of mine. When I asked him, Tony, would you step up to be our accountant for the big council? He said, absolutely. We've known each other for 20-something years. Actually moved to Pennsauken probably because he met me. That's it. You know, the enthusiasm is there for the town. And one of the things, it's amazing. I definitely have to thank my mom and my brothers and sisters. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, my mom's the one that's always been the giver. She's always been out there doing it. Without her, I see David has his mom here, and that's where we all get it. You know, it's all about moms. I know we just celebrated Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody for yesterday, and we remember our father today, who actually makes me the man who I am today. Through my mother's eyes and sharing all the commitments of my father and what he has done and where we're at, really makes it special. I know that each and every one of you want to step up and do something special. If it wasn't for my wife Nancy, God bless her, I just want you to know we do. We run 24/7. I get up early to study. I'm up late, and we just run because I love it. I'm passionate. I think that's what we need in this world, more passion about what we do. I see a good friend of mine, Desma Johnson, here. She's been a client for years and years and years, believing in what we do with Primerica and helping our families and serve them. That's an important thing. You know, teaching people how money works. That's 27 years, part of the community here, really giving back. And I see our fellow business folks that are here. I want to thank Betsy for being out here. We had good friends of ours that have come to the table tonight. Betsy being a council person, really stepping up. She was last year's recipient. Let's give Betsy a round of applause. Very nice. And truly, what the vision is this. As we move forward, I truly believe Pennsauken is an area. It's not a town. I believe we make an impact on the whole South Jersey / Philadelphia. We're 15 minutes from downtown Philadelphia. We are the gateway. And I think we can do a lot if each and every one of us, and the folks that are listening now, you at home, if you want to do something, I know I'm used to the TV camera. I apologize to my family. But, you know, local Channel 19, it's amazing. I want to thank Sharon and John. When we did our cooking show, we did like 2 or 3 episodes here. They were a blast, Sharon. And the food was delicious. Let's give Sharon a round of applause. Very nice. Fortunately, for us today, we're not known as this chef guy. We're known as our business council and what we do to give back. I really think that's what it is, public virtue. You know, that's really where it comes down to. Hey, is Pennsauken wonderful? It is, but have we had our challenges? Absolutely. We have a 4-letter word called the mark. We've had our challenges, okay? And one of the things we can do is come beyond that and grow, and I truly believe prosperity is going to come to this town if we all can give a little bit. It's that little bit more if we come to the table. So the folks that are here, I thank you for coming out tonight and just sharing. I'm not going to get too crazy tonight. I promise to be good because I can really get passionate about what I believe in, as some of you may know, okay? But I heard this a long time ago, and I think this really fits as I close out tonight. First, people say they want to change the world. We have a standing kind of joke in my family, my brother and my sister-in-law. a couple years ago, I said, I just want world peace. So finally, my sister-in-law, very creative, Carol, she gives me a world and says world peace on it and gave it to me. She said, finally, I don't want to hear for Christmas anymore, world peace. Okay, but this is how you change the world. First, you got to change your country. But to change your country, you got to change your state. To change your state, you got to change your county. To change your county, you got to change your town. To change your town, you got to change your street. To change your street, you got to change your house. To change your house, you got to change yourself. There's 10 two-letter words. If it is to be, it's up to me. That's my mantra. We thank all of our friends and family and business associates, which your friends, for being here tonight. I am honored and humbled to be standing here on behalf of each and every one of you. You know, the countless that really should be here instead of myself. Bob Fisher Hughes, all the things he does for the Historical Society that really keeps Pennsauken. It's amazing. I took one of my, in fact, I do this. I call it the Pennsauken Tour. You know, there's like 4 houses that you go around to that are from the 1800s. Bob will tell you really if you want to know what they are, okay? But it's amazing, the history in Pennsauken. And one of the things that we did, in fact, when I met with Frank, this is one of the things. I said, Frank, I want to do something with the Peter J. McGuire Memorial. He goes, you can't touch that. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, there's a lot of people that are involved in that. Don't, just leave that thing alone. And we were fortunate that a lot of people entrusted us, and we got a big donation from Penn Florence and Brian and Sharon over there, and they gave us over $10,000 worth of shrubbery. And at that point, we asked Janet, what do we do with this? And we talked about, hey, giving back and doing some things. So we went up to the Peter J. McGuire Memorial. For those of you who do not know it, here's my 2-second pitch of Pennsauken to Peter J. McGuire. Last time I do this tonight, okay? There are 10 federal holidays that shut down the United States of America. 4 of them have national monuments. 3 of them are in Washington, D.C. There's one outside of Washington, D.C., and literally I could take you a walk around to the cemetery over here, to Peter J. National Monument. Let me tell you what that is. That's a monument that gave us a 40-hour work week, child labor laws. That's something that made a difference. I think those folks like Peter J. and folks before us like Bill Orth, who actually was always a proponent of Pennsauken. I want to thank him for his inspiration and leadership that has shown us the way of how to give back. There's many folks that aren't here tonight and that are here tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. But this award really is on behalf of you and the town and what we can do. But I think we're bigger than Pennsauken, and we're only as strong as our weakest link. So if everybody can give a little bit and help out a little bit more, we can really make a difference. So as we finish up, I want to thank my wife, Nancy, for dealing with me. She goes, come on, Tim, we got to like do the garden. You know, I mean, there's a house, there's those type of things. But promise you, honey, we'll get to all that stuff. I want you to know that with our big council, we're going to expand and grow. We've just included our Hispanic culture of town and Latino culture of town. We're going to reach out to our Asian culture and then expand into other towns and help grow so we can have a bigger, better area of Pennsauken. Sharon, do you have that? So as I conclude tonight, I just want to thank 2 special ladies in my life. First is my mom. Without her, I wouldn't be here. You all know that one. That's an easy one. So, Mom, give a little exercise. Thank you very much. And then secondly, this one's for my wife. Nancy puts up with me. That's about as far as we can go with it. Sometimes it ain't easy. In fact, most times it isn't. You know, she always goes, "You're leaving again." That's kind of my new name. I thought it was Tim. It's "You're leaving again." Fortunately, our business is in town, and I come and go all the time. And I'm very blessed to have a wonderful wife. And I'd like her to come forward. And I want to thank you. So they always say, to every successful man, it's a surprise mother-in-law, which her mom always was about me. And then secondly, they always say, it is a strong woman. And Nancy is that. She is my strength. We don't always agree, thank God. It's, you know, David, I want to thank you. Was it sharpens? Iron sharpens iron. And Nancy's the leader. When I saw her in church, I want to say it's for my Uncle Bill and Aunt Helen. We were up in the choir loft, and Nancy was on the other side singing for the first time at the altar. I come down afterwards, as we always did, to Mom and the family. Uncle Bill and Hal were there. Uncle Bill goes, "Hey, Tim, who's the blonde?" I said, "That's going to be my wife." He goes, "Have you met her yet?" And I said, "No." So just like my friend Neil and Mary, it was love at first sight. And to my special girl, I love you, Nancy.